Hi there, this is Matt with State of Flux, here with a review for The Karate Kid Part 2. This is my continued quest to watch all the Karate Kid entities between now and the time Karate Kid Legacy comes out. And Karate Kid 2 was one that I remember kind of liking when I was a kid, but nowhere near as much as the first one. And I kind of parrot that sentiment now. It's a mostly good movie that acts as a genuine continuation of story and character. That gratefully doesn't just rehash what the first one did. It's its own thing, but it kind of loses itself midway through, and then it does start parroting moments of that first movie, and then it has a really unusual ending. I'll get into it. What works best with this film is the continued relationship between Miyagi and Daniel LaRusso. I really like the performances. Pat Morita is really, really good in this, and they give him a lot to do in the film until they don't. He's losing his father, and these two characters are bonding over the loss of a father figure. Daniel is able to help Mr. Miyagi throughout this film because he's been through it before. So, in a lot of ways, it's about the student becoming the master, the student becoming the teacher, for the student or for the teacher, who's then the student. And that aspect is really good. If you had really banked more of the movie on that, I think it would have been more successful. But around the midpoint of the movie, it just kind of loses that. In exchange for this romance that's similar to the romance in the first one, but nowhere near as captivating or magical. The way that this movie writes out Elizabeth Shue, I also think, is really reductive to how her character was established and grew throughout that first movie. She was a well-written character, and they kind of did her dirty hardcore in this film, and I really don't like that. But the new love interest is serviceable. You have a new villain that is there to be the new kind of William Zabka character. And he's a formidable villain that in true 80s style is a bigger version of what kind of came before, a more threatening version. And this is one that's established as being willing to kill and stuff like that. So it really does kind of up the ante there. But this movie kind of loses itself when it becomes about the karate, and yes, I understand it's about the Karate Kid, but truthfully, most of this movie is about the characters, and most of that first movie was about the characters who connect through karate, and it didn't. That one, sure, you can have the big showdown. This one, I don't know necessarily needed it, especially the way it was written. And then once you do get to this karate showdown, it just abruptly ends. And like, I'm sitting there thinking, like, sure, that's how most of the Rockies ended, is just with an abrupt freeze frame of like, yeah, I did it. And that's kind of how the first Karate Kid ended. But that's not how this film should end. There's more story left there that's untold, and it's not like they're teasing it. It's just that it's like this film just stops because they have no better way to end it than giving us like little epilogues. But I feel like this time we kind of need the epilogues. I need to see more about his and her relationship. How is it going to be strained when he goes back from Japan to LA again? How does Mr. Miyagi feel about what all went down and what he brought Daniel into and whatnot by his simple return to home? All those things are just kind of story threads left unanswered, and I want those answers. And maybe that Cobra Kai show gives it to us, because certainly the third Karate Kid doesn't. But this is a movie that's mostly good, but just demands more. It feels like it was a sloppy script written in haste, but I don't understand how that's true. They had time to develop it, and it just needed to go through another couple of drafts to, I think, get something really, truly magical, because there are great scenes in this film that I think are better than some of the highest quality scenes in that first movie. but on the whole, it just kind of has a blah quality, and because there's no real like force of why everything is happening and stuff like that, it just kind of remains like a forgettable experience, and that's too bad because there's a lot of good here. But ultimately, I give it 2.5 stars. It's okay. It's worth your time if you're into it, and if you're not going to be losing sleep over not having seen it. Still, continued good performances. It's nice to spend time with them. We'll see how that changes in the third one. Yeah, I'm kind of excited to get to the third movie because I don't have positive memories of it, even from childhood. So yeah, let me know what you think of Karate Kid 2. I know there's quite a few people out there that really respond to this movie, and I kind of get it on one hand, but then I also don't on others. Anyway, let me know what you think of the film in the comment area down below. Like, subscribe, do all that good stuff. Follow me on TikTok at State of Flux. Peace.